sun. You're in the sun. There's my girl. She looks like a poodle. There's my other girl who doesn't look like a poodle. Yeah, you got all shaved off, didn't you, pup? Yeah, and you were gone all day. Yeah, you were gone all day. Oh, well, there'll be another viewing, I'm sure, when I sit down. Yeah, there's your face. There's your face. You look like a poodle. But no frippery. No frippery. Yeah. We had to get up early today, didn't we? Yeah. Aww. Good morning. I can't tell if it's just my camera on my phone. I'm covering up the sun off my phone, but I'll have to see if that changes what the picture looks like for you, or if it's just reflection for me. Good morning, I'm Barbara. It is Friday, November 20th. I need to get a birthday card and send it to my lovely Allison. My daughter-in-law's birthday is on the 26th, which is also Thanksgiving this year. So no mail delivery on her birthday. Oh, I got some fun mail. I got my advents from the DeevaaS yarn company and their embroidery. I got a silk one and a wool one, so I'm gonna have lots of embroidery floss. My daughter, Christy, from Christy's Corner, is very interested in wool threads, flosses, because she wants to do some, you know, medieval reproduction embroidery things, and she wanted to use wool, which is of course what they used at the time in Northern Europe. And it got me thinking that I don't even know what wool embroidery floss looks like. So anyway, so I decided to get one of those. And then I got a silk, because I'm using silk on my dragon, and it's so lovely. So I thought, I'm going to treat myself. I've been treating myself a lot. I signed up for Knit Crate too, so we'll see. But if I don't, you know, if I'm not, well, first of all, Knit Crate is not very expensive. It's $25. I mean, that's a skein of yarn, but it's a skein of yarn. And if it gives me some ideas about some yarns, but I'm not sure whether it's like Yarnbox or not. Yarnbox had yarns from all different yarn companies. And I think when I was reading the Knit Crate website, it sounded like it's their own yarn. And if that's the case, then, you know, I mean, if it's lovely yarn, it's lovely yarn, but it may just be. But I think one of the things is that I think they have a lot of solid colors and tonals, which is not a bad thing for me, because I have a lot of indie dyed yarns that are, you know, I could use tonals and solids. Anyway, I'll wait and see what I get, but I'm not going to hesitate to cancel if I want to. I kind of got dressed in the dark today. I put this blue thing on, and I don't even know what it's made of. I think it might be cotton, but it's kind of a close weave. Thinking that I would put on my Pearl's at the ready today. Put on my super bulky grandpa sweater to go over it, which is a navy, and I thought that would be good. And then I couldn't find it in the dark, and I wanted to get the dogs down quick. So I grabbed my Portage, which is also a nice one. And I grabbed little tiny earrings, which you may or may not have seen before. This is silver and lapis lazuli. These are my I'm a professional woman at work earrings. They're pretty. And they will in no way interfere with my portage. And I might have shown these to you before, but I didn't move them in a way that made me confident that I had. But aren't they pretty? Lapis lazuli, such a pretty color. But I kind of got dressed in the dark. I was looking for my grandpa sweater, but I couldn't see it. So, and I was up early because my munchkin was restless. Now, this is a dog that would typically, maybe because she's trying to be a black lab now. Or a poodle. Look at that. She's a solid dog. She normally looks like a Muppet. Yeah, I know. I will stop saying that. Yeah, there's your face. There's your face. There's your face. I'm having trouble filming you. I know, it's not your fault. It's me. I'm such a bad videographer. Yes, I am. I'm a bad videographer. She was at the hairdresser all day yesterday, weren't you, pup? It was like a job. 9 to 5. Yeah. 9 to 5. I was hoping to keep some curls, but I don't think groomers understand that. They think you're there for a haircut, not just a comb out. But she looks good. But she was restless upstairs. I'm up early today because normally she's just like you have to coax her to get her out of the bedroom. Right? Normally. But today she was up and pacing around. And now I don't know if it's because she didn't have walk yesterday, if she had to go, or whatever it was. But I thought if she needed to be out of the bedroom, then I should facilitate that. Right, pup? Because that is not her norm. Her norm is to be very hard to get up in the morning. She rubs her eyes. She's the cutest thing. Are you the cutest thing in the morning? Yes, you are. And Pearl will come down anytime. She likes to be down. Right, pup? You like to be down. Yes, you do. Are you on the bed? Yes, you are. Okay, so... So it's a little early for me, which could be why I'm being almost probably incomprehensible. I had a weird night last night. It was just like I felt like a 5-year-old. I'm bored. I didn't know what to do. I mean, I worked on Christy's sweater, you know. I wouldn't just sit there and not do anything. I worked on Christy's sweater, but I couldn't figure out what to watch on TV. Or, you know, I looked at my books that I have to read, and I didn't want to read them. Well, by the time I realized, you know, that I didn't want to do any of the things I'd been doing, it was starting to get a little bit late-ish. And I cannot start a new book at 10 o'clock at night. Nah, right, pup? I can't start a new book. I can start a book I've read before, but I can't start a new book. And then I realized I was kind of tired. Dennis finished his game. Hey, she missed a spot there. I could trim that. I feel like I was doing something. Finished his game. He had D&D with his friends on his computer last night. And I realized I was tired. I'm like, you know what? I got up early. I had to get up early to take her to her haircut. So I went to bed. But I realized I was worried I wasn't going to fall asleep. So I was perusing my bookshelf upstairs, which has, sort of crafting books. And, well, it has everything. I came across a book that I had bought quite some time ago. It's a used book. And I started reading it last night. It's called The Art of Domesticity. I can't remember why I bought it. I think someone recommended it somewhere, some podcast, sometime. It was quite some time ago. So some of you may have heard that recommendation too. And it was a nice, quiet read. to go to bed to help me fall asleep. And it was nice. I'm going to go get it. So here's the Gentle Art of Domesticity by Jane Brockett. It's got all kinds of stuff in the front with a pink theme. But anyway, I obviously bought it used because it has a sticker on it from Ms. Minerva B. Lehman. She had like gift stickers pre-printed with her name. But the introduction says there's a world of difference between domesticity and domestication. This book is about domesticity and the pleasures and joys of the gentle domestic arts of knitting, crochet, baking, stitching, quilting, gardening, and homemaking. It is emphatically not about the repetitive, endless rounds of cleaning, washing, ironing, shopping, and house maintenance that come with domestication. Domesticity rises above the bossiness of cleaning products and media exhortations to keep our houses pristine and hygienic and focus instead on creativity within the domestic space. But apparently she had a podcast, maybe she still does. Not a podcast, a blog, Yarnstorm. I'd never heard of it. Anyway, it just has little chapters. Oops, sorry. I am not very far in it, but I enjoyed it last time. It just got little articles with beautiful pictures. She's got lots of pictures. The gentle art of domesticity. And I thought, oh, this is like a little meditation book for me to read before I go to sleep. So that was a fun find, and getting me thinking about, winter's coming, we're home for the winter. Well, I'm going to be decorating for Christmas. But the reality is, I haven't ever decorated this house. We moved in here, and we've been here 19 years. We painted this room about 3 years ago, and I painted my craft room, the room I used for my craft room that was my office when we moved in. I painted that right away because it was a very dark taupe, and I painted it a lighter color. That's all we've done. When we painted this living room 3 or 4 years ago, we took out all the nails and patched all the holes. Prior to that, we had put our pictures and our things up wherever there was already a nail. That's how not decorated. Now, my daughter did decorate by putting up my masks one year when she was visiting and got fed up because they weren't up. So those are my masks on my wall. That's the decorating, and my daughter did it. I didn't do it. I mean, I put them back after we painted, but the curtains in my bedroom are my mom's old curtains, and they're supposed to be, two panels that you open up. We just have one panel over each of the 3 windows because we have more windows than my mom had. The point of those curtains is to keep the sun out in the morning. Haven't decorated, haven't painted, we put our stuff up, and we like our house. We're very comfortable in our house, but I haven't really done much decorating other than putting up the artwork that we already had or the new stuff that we bought. So it has gotten me thinking that, homebound in the time of coronavirus is a good time to be thinking about actually decorating. I would like to decorate my powder room. That's crazy, but it's gray, dark gray on the bottom, light gray on the top, with a wallpaper border in between the two. The woman who lived here before, she decorated. So we moved into a house that was decorated. It's not like the house hasn't been decorated. It just wasn't decorated by us. So there's, you know, there's paint textures on the wall in the kitchen, and the dining room has, you know, but there's a lot of wallpaper borders being used in my house downstairs. Anyway, it got me thinking that maybe something to think about this winter is, you know, doing a little decorating. We have some beautiful pictures from our trips. Dennis is a good photographer, and I have some pictures that I really like that I took. And, you know, I realized one time at the art festival, I was looking at photographs, and this guy had just the most gorgeous photographs, but heck, I could take those photographs. I mean, they were beautiful, gorgeous pictures of Bryce Canyon, and, you know, it's like, sometimes, you know, the world is very photogenic, and we have been to some very photogenic places. So we have some beautiful pictures that we took. I took somewhat by accident, and Dennis took. And I was thinking of framing them, printing them out in the back, and framing them and putting them up in the powder room. And, you know, you can get frames at Goodwill, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about spending a lot of money on anything. But this reminded me, just grabbing this book and just reading these things, just reminded me that's something to spend some of my energy on. Although I'm supposed to be designing a new house and thinking about the future or whatever, but I'm finding that harder to do. But the problem with the idea that we were going to design and build a house next door and sell this house is that means this is now in my mind a temporary house, and how much do you want to do, and but Dennis and I are procrastinators, so I think we're probably here for quite a while. I could paint my powder room, but that's not happening anytime soon. It just got me thinking last night about domesticity. And it helped me fall asleep. It gave me good thoughts. And I woke up feeling better today. A little more energized. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm no longer feeling like a 5-year-old. But that's an evening feeling anyway, usually. For me, you know, it's like, get to the end of the day, I'm settled down, I'm like, now what? Because I know I'm not going to be able to sleep, so it's not like I could go to bed early, you know. But I got up early today because, well, I got up at 8 yesterday, and I got up at 8:30 today. That's early for me. I know it's not for most of you, many of you. But for me it is. Which I would love to get into an earlier sleep cycle. Because I'm not productive after 5 o'clock, no matter when I go to bed. So if I go to bed at 11 or I go to bed at 1, you know, if I move that 2 hours into the daytime, feel a little more productive. Not that I do that much. I mean, I can't even think of what I did yesterday. I went to the store and I took my dog to the groomer. And Dennis had gone to the store, and one store didn't have some of the things he needed for his pickles. So then I'll go up to the other store. So I did and found what he needed. But anyway, I missed my knit night the other night. Sorry, ladies. Time is a weird thing in my life. And if I'm not around my devices, they don't tell me. And then I look up and it's late. Maybe I should have just called somebody and said, hey, I'm bored. Let's knit together. I should do that. Part of it's the pictures, beautiful pictures. Anyway, I'm going to be reading about the gentle art of domesticity. I mean, she had a little article about pineapple, but it was cute. Pineapple as a motif, very, very important motif in the Victorian times. She's interested in the Victorian era in terms of literature and domestic arts, things like that. She likes to read domestic novels to just kind of understand how people live their life in their homes. Which is, Christy is very interested in that too, in an earlier period. My daughter, the medieval historian. I'm really rambling, but I'm glad I found that book in my library. I've been looking for something to read at night that won't keep me awake, but that I can enjoy and wind down in bed, and I think this is going to do the trick for a while. So I'm going to go put this back on the steps so I don't forget to take it back up with me when I go. I do have to do my exercises today. Aura's doing well, for those of you who are following along. She's doing very well. Talked to her yesterday. She was puttering. She had stuff to do. There's so much stuff to do, so she's busy. And she's coming over tomorrow night for dinner and a fire, and that'll be fun. And we'll have a conversation, see how what she's thinking about things. But meanwhile, she's doing well. And so today I'm going to putter too, and I don't know what that's going to look like. I have to clear my table tomorrow because she's coming for dinner. Well, it's only her, and so I only have to clear half the table. So I might work on more hats or finally break out that. I have pom-pom makers that I've never taken out of the package. Although I think that package is reusable, and that could be why it looks like I haven't tried it. So I'll maybe make some pom-poms today. That's my plan. No plan. Work on Christy's sweater. I've been knitting on the back now. Yesterday I started the back, so. I am ready to move on from boxies. And in fact, I'm getting the urge to move on from sweaters a little bit, which doesn't mean I won't be still knitting a sweater. It just means I won't be so focused on sweaters, because I have some other things to knit and some things I want to knit. And I guess they're things I want to have, because I haven't started knitting them yet. But I'm like, oh, I want to make some felted slippers for myself. And I haven't done that. Anyway. I want to stop. I could just sit here and talk to you all day. I guess I'm not talking to Dennis enough or something. Feeling like I got a lot of nothing to say. Please take good care of yourselves. I hope you are well. I've been reading about people with COVID long, where, 8 months after they've contracted COVID, they're still fighting the symptoms and things, and it's turned out to be a chronic disease, kind of. Don't get sick. Please be careful. Wear your mask. Stay safe and stay safe.